Nothing has been signed yet, but Canelo and Saunders have agreed on terms to fight Cinco de Mayo weekend. Canelo is moving at a swift pace to become undisputed at 168. It's funny how the narrative changed when it comes to Canelo. You know, he left the zone because they wouldn't let him cherry pick. The zone wanted him to fight fights like Logan Paul and McGregor. Canelo didn't want to do that. And as far as him fighting bums, Billy Saunders is an undefeated WBO super middleweight champion. But before the Saunders fight, he's fighting Avni Yildirim, which is his mandatory, and people are upset about that. He's fighting Yildirim February 27th. Barring no injuries, he fights again in May, Cinco de Mayo weekend or the week after. Then after that, he's fighting another champion. It's going to be Caleb Plant. More than likely, it's going to be Caleb Plant if he gets past Saunders, which I expect him to do. And Caleb Plant is another undefeated champion, IBF super middleweight champion. He will be fighting him in September if everything goes right. Now, regardless if you like Canelo or not, this is not a popularity contest. I don't side with any fighter. But he's fighting champion after champion after champion, while the guys you cape for, and y'all put Superman to shame how much y'all cape for these fighters, Jermell Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, they are doing nothing. They remind me of the people on welfare on the first of the month waiting for their welfare check right by the mailbox. They don't want to do anything. They're just going to wait by the mailbox and wait for their check to come in. Their check is Canelo Alvarez. And boxing fans are tired of hearing, well, Demetrius Andrade, he's trying to find people to fight. Nobody wants to fight him. She's up there fighting Dusty Harrison. Dusty Harrison sounds like a cherry pick name. It goes Glass Joe, then Dusty Harrison. And if Dusty Harrison did not get COVID, who'd have fought Dusty Harrison, even though he has Billy Joe Saunders right in his stable. Yes, Canelo was with his own, but Andrade and Saunders are both promoted by Eddie Hearn. No excuse. And people will say, well, he tried to fight before, but Billy Joe Saunders came up dirty. Well, the first time you don't succeed, you try again. Billy Joe Saunders was Demetrius Andrade's key to getting that fight with Canelo. All he had to do is beat Saunders, and he would have been in. Now, all you guys don't want to say, oh, wait, Dusty Harrison is undefeated. Well, look at his resume. Look who he fought. He even has a guy on his resume that has 69 losses. I didn't get that guy on there, but believe me, go to BoxRec and look at this guy's record. He has a guy with 69 losses. So sometimes an undefeated record is not all what it's cracked up to be. Canelo and Golden Boy offered Jermell Charlo a lucrative offer to take the fight, and he turned it down. Now, lately, Jermell Charlo has denied it. Says he never received the offer or contract from Canelo. But everybody knows, in quotation marks, Al Heyman, their advisor, has a big influence on these guys. And you have other content creators' channels saying that Jermell Charlo is being ducked by Canelo. Jermell Charlo is just a cat master. He said he'll knock out Canelo, who'll beat David Benavidez. And David Benavidez recently called him out to fight September. You think Jermell Charlo's going to take that fight? I don't think so. And let's look at Jermell Charlo's resume as a middleweight champion. He has one top 10 fight, and then, I thought he lost to Korobov. And then you look at the other guys, he brought up from 154 to fight. And I gave him credit for beating Derevyanchenko because he's a top 10 opponent. But I said before the fight, which Derevyanchenko we're going to get. Are we going to get the Derevyanchenko that fought Danny Jacobs and Triple G? Or are we going to get a Derevyanchenko who's 34 years old, past his prime? And that night, we got a little bit of both. And there's a reason we don't got Jermell Charlo against Demetrius Andrade. Or we'll have a Triple G fighting Demetrius Andrade or Jermell Charlo. They're all waiting for the big payday, which is the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. You could hate, you could whine all you want. It's the truth. He's the face of boxing, and all these guys are waiting by the mailbox to cash that big check. These guys are trying to hold on to an undefeated record. If I have to bring a guy up from 154 to fight at middleweight, or if I have to fight a bunch of Dusty Harrisons, I'm not going to lose my O because the money train's around the corner. And Triple G does not have an undefeated record, but he's looking for a retirement check, and that's Canelo Alvarez. Canelo's fighting champion after champion. Jermell Charlo, Triple G, Andre are all waiting around for the big payday, but yet these guys cape for him. But I guess everybody needs a hero. And by the way, I'm not bashing people on welfare because some people really need it. Leave your thoughts and comments below. JBZ, subscribe to the channel. I'm gone.